Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Here we are live, Totem Pole Nation. Ladies and gentlemen, I get to introduce to you the man with the head kick from hell, the man from the South Suicide, St. Petersburg, Florida, fighting out of Wichita, Kansas, my main man, the cyborg, A.D. Palmore. What's up, my main man? What's good with you, big dog? Talk to me.
Man, everything's been good. We're just working on expanding and growth. Right now I've just been going ahead and getting myself situated to go ahead and get ready to get on a radio show. So, that's in the works right now. Also, shout out to my guy Brandon. We're going to do some things for the kids next month. Looking to be able to go ahead and do a paintball event for kids to be able to, help them have a stress release event, teach them a little bit of things of how to get through adversity, and talk to them a little bit about my story and how I was able to prevail through what I went through. So, something for the community and something for people to feel like, they have somebody who has a hero that's like-minded like them and who've been through similar things like them as well. And then just basically trying to push this narrative of understanding that, I'm the best here in the Midwest and I'm here to make a mark. So we're looking to, print out flyers, get some custom shoes made, custom outfit to get prepared for this big event coming up April 1st for this title fight. So just trying to grow and expand.
Man, without a doubt, that's what it's all about. Yeah, let us know, man. Let Totem Pole Nation and worldwide, man. Let us know what's going on. Huge date, April the 1st, and there might be a little bit of gold involved. I'm excited to hear about that, man. What's good with that?
So what we're doing is April 1st, I'll be having my last amateur fight, which will be for the EFC Heavyweight Championship title. Really excited about that because we're looking to fight the number one heavyweight on paper in the Midwest. So for him to be the number one heavyweight in the Kansas, Missouri area and also in the Midwest just goes to show what he's done. But I've only been here a year and a half MMA wise, and I'm looking to, make my mark known. So I'm looking to just go ahead and put another milestone in my, write my legacy. So.
Man, without a doubt, the great nature boy Ric Flair once said, to be the man, you got to beat the man. And you're setting the bullseye up at the top, and that's how you got to do it, my man. I love that. Anything else you got going on? Let's hear about it.
Besides that, my clothing line is expanding. I'm coming up with some new designs. I'll be adding to my clothing line some newer designs, some more sports shirts, some more hoodies, just for people to be able to, shop around a little bit. I'll also be coming out with some other stuff besides shirts and hoodies. So I'm really excited to be able to expand and show people, what I can really do when it comes down to designing and everything. Can't really be able to show you guys this new merch and new things that I got going on. So it's gonna be real dope, man. I love just being creative and show the other things that I like to do.
Man, I tell you what, I couldn't be more proud of you with that. And and 10 years ago, 10 years ago is when I met you. We were all wearing the black and gold at Lakewood, and it felt great wearing that gear together. But I tell you what, man, putting this on right here, man, no better feeling in the world. You know what I mean? Like this is a dream come true for myself as well. And you can see this right here, ladies and gentlemen. That is some hot gear right there, man. Eye of the tiger in that shirt, man. I love this so much. And it's important to me to support my guys, when they're having their deepest, darkest moments. But I'm also going to be riding, during the high times as well, man. I'm just one of those guys. If I coach you once, man, I want to coach you, for life and everything. And to see what you're doing, man, it's truly inspiring. And I bought these products. I came out of my pocket with this. It is worth it to me. I mean, literally for the shirt that I got from you, that's 2 trips that most people would make to a Starbucks or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, what is important to you guys right here? I think supporting a guy that has pretty much, came from, the worst of the worst, the depths of hell, from not even wanting to be around to all of a sudden changing his life, living his dream, and being the rock star that he was meant to be, man. And it's so inspiring, man. When I get down, I think of you, buddy, and I just get after it. And I do, man. I really appreciate it. How important is it for you to have fans, to have people support you? What does it mean to you when you see somebody wearing your hat, when you see somebody wearing your shirt, when people want to take pictures with you after those fights? Because you've had the darkest of darkest times, and then to have that come back, man, it's all got to feel like it worked out for the right reasons. Am I right?
Yeah. Like I can be honest. It's crazy because I think why it means so much to me now is because I still feel a connection to those feelings that I had once before. Like I remember still being in those group homes. I still remember, being in that household with all the rats and roaches and stuff like that. Like I still can remember those feelings. I still possess those feelings. That's why it's so easy for me to be able to have that motivation to continue to keep pushing forward. When I was younger, I always did want to have my own football jersey, have my own stuff, and have people wear it, and have that fan base to be able to believe in me. But like I said, ultimately, when it comes down to it, with all I've been through, I never really needed people to believe my vision. The vision was there regardless. That's not what I need to support for. The vision is there. So whether I was the only one that believed that I could be the best in the world or close to it or anything in the conversation for it, I don't really care how people kind of view that. I love the perspective on it, but when it comes down to it's perspective. So it's not really anything that would deter me or my value towards, my vision. But I will say that when it came down to, people supporting me, like buying my stuff and going the extra mile to be able to share my stuff, like it, take pictures and say, oh, kids run up to you, oh you're my favorite fighter, like saying stuff like that. It's almost like, man, it's like me, like I don't know, like it's still almost like, man, it's just crazy that this is happening, and it's something that I've always wish for, to have that fan base be recognized in these different areas, different areas. So to be able to have that kind of like feedback and those reactions really shows how much hard work I put in for to be able to have that kind of satisfaction amongst the fan base and stuff. So it's very gratifying to be able to see those people. It's crazy, to sit there and going to try to have kids, little kids that don't really know you personally, but I've seen certain things about you to make them feel inspired or navigate closer to you, makes me know I'm headed in the right direction and I'm doing the right thing for the right people. I was a kid and I always wanted to be able to meet these people and I was inspired by those wrestlers, those other superstars and stuff like that. So it's almost like, man, that's little me right there. It's very inspiring.
Yeah, man. Amen on that. I've got some questions and from some people too. So I'll just, if I could go into the question and tell who it's from.
Okay.
This one right here. How does it feel in your heart to help these autistic kids? And this is from Sophia, my granddaughter.
So for me to be able to help them, like I feel like I'm becoming the bridge between them and the real world. Being able to help them communicate and do things as far as like certain things we may not say take for granted, but we may not even think about on a daily basis. For instance, I'm helping a young kid communicate his emotions, navigate how to be able to say he's upset, how to be able to use a fork, or how to be able to, move from one designated area to the next, transitioning from the classroom to the gymnasium, back to the bathroom, back to the classroom can be a hard task for them to grasp. And, having timers and having them, come to the table to work on certain things and then be rewarded with what they prefer to be rewarded with as opposed to what we would think, oh, it helps them as far as, what in school we didn't think, oh, hey, you answered the it's like, oh, nice job. And what do you have to do for the extra mile? Like, hey, like, they like edible reinforcements. So, they may be able to answer three questions and get those correct, and I can give them an edible. So it keeps them motivated to be able to, feel encouraged to continue to keep doing things that's right for them to do. So I think it's also awesome for me to be able to bridge that gap between them communication into the world is great, because you deal with people who are nonverbal, you deal with people who are, who can't really regulate their emotions, and it's great being able to have those goals to the place for them, get them one step closer to being in the world.
Yeah, I'm getting a little bit of feedback from you. Are you hearing that as well? Yeah, there's something just giving a little feedback. I had somebody comment. Also, I got another comment. This is from one of the head guys over at Totem Pole Nation. It says, Beast, future UFC heavyweight champion of the world. Yeah, man, that's pretty awesome. Yeah, let me get to another question, man. Great answer with that. And my granddaughter, she's a huge fan of you. She definitely wants to meet you, get an auto when you get in town, and a picture if that's possible.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people, a lot of stuff wouldn't really be possible if it wasn't for some of the support that I get back, because some of that support really helps, pick me up and keep me motivated, because, sometimes when you can think that you can run out of reasons to be motivated, there's some other people who may not even have the opportunities that you have, and maybe have had it less than, and while you're writing your story, and how you were motivated and inspired through your story, they are writing theirs as well, and using your inspiration, your story to navigate through their story. So I mean, I think it's just a great opportunity for me to be able to inspire others. So I'm truly just inspired to inspire.
Man, amen. And next question is a good one from Fidel Sierra, the Cuban assassin. We were talking about, wrestlers and stuff. You got to look him up, man. He's one of the most infamous bad guys of all time, man. He's got some good stuff. The madman from Cuba is what I call him. But his question is a great one, man. Who do you get your warrior mentality from? And it can be more than one person. Like, is it a family member or what is it, man? All
Um,
self belief or
Mine, honestly, I think I really get my warrior spirit from my mom, but I could definitely say that I'm really motivated by pain. I mean, it's as crazy, but as crazy, not really crazy as it may sound. I'm really motivated by pain, to be honest. A lot of things that I've went through in my life kind of gets me to the point where it's like it puts a fire up under me to understand it's a place that I never want to go back to, but it also keeps me in the fact of reality of understanding that, hey, you remember how that stuff felt, and you always remembered you wanted to be in a place like this. Let's go ahead and take advantage of the possibilities of these chances that you have now, so that alone puts a fire up under me. And then also missed opportunities that I've had before that I felt like I wish I would have taken better advantage of. So now it's almost like, hey, you got the opportunities now. What have you learned? Knowing that you got a second chance around or third time around, so that alone has put a fire up under me. So it's a blessing for me to be able to have platforms like this to be able to share that with people, because I don't really even need any outside sources to motivate me. A lot of things that I've already been through has been enough motivation within itself. So I find that motivation through pain, things I've overcame, missed opportunities, wishing that I had more, wishing that I could have been that dude to be that successor, going without. I mean, those things are just enough motivation in itself. I really necessarily don't need to be able to go ahead and, watch motivational videos, things like that. Some of those things do give me hype and things like that, but it never gets me to the point where it's like, okay, that's my sole purpose of why I should continue to keep going. I got too many reasons to keep going, so I can never run without.
oh man, great answer. I love that. And this is a good one right here, man. This was a guy that was a teammate of mine at Byrd High School in Chesterfield, Virginia, Tony Morgan. There's a song by a hard rock band called Pantera, and he says, "What do the words 'driven by demons' make you think of, and can you relate?"
Yes, if I'm being honest, I felt like a lot of times when I was like younger, I feel like it was always something inside of me, or it was always something that was troubling me, bearing me down, and things like that. And I feel like, a lot of times now when I get into these situations where my mindset just changed and I'm almost on this one track mind of just hurt, pain, make everybody feel what I felt and had to go through because I didn't suffer for nothing. And people have to feel that. It's almost in the sense of there's like I switch a gear, or I'm haunted by something that's just haunting me from my past. And sometimes I do feel like, I've been troubled by these things, and it puts me in a negative mindset of do this, harm them, do the things that were done to you, but in a different fashion. So sometimes I do feel like being haunted by these negative thoughts and these negative emotions that have kind of they've contributed to me being able to be successful because I've channeled it in the right way. And then with me struggling with my journal anxiety, my ADHD combined time, I also recovering from PTSD, and then major depressive disorder. Just those things within itself can trouble you enough to make you feel like there's different demons around you that's putting you in a bad place. So I've tried to get to the point where I've channeled those emotions, channeled those demons to work in my favor. When you have a lot of intrusive thoughts and thoughts that you can't stop and you can't stop them from going or coming in or anything like that, I kind of try to channel that kind of form of thinking and that kind of thinking to get work for me. I'm like, okay, if I'm going to keep on worrying about something, let me go ahead and change the topic, and then maybe my anxiety will go back and just boom, go on from there. But yeah, for a long time, I always felt like I was haunted by demons, or there was something around me that was just keeping me so attracted to all these bad things. So I think as of right now, I've been able to channel it a little better for myself to let me know that, hey, look, you suffered for so long, what are you going to do to change the suffering? Are you just going to be a witness of the suffering, or are you going to be a byproduct of it? And I think that not only witnessing the suffering, being a product of the suffering, I think I'm actually a prevail, like somebody who's going to prevail from it, because I just always know how it feels because it's so near and dear to me. Something I've had so long for so like my whole life, I can never go without it or forget how I felt. So I guess the
Yeah.
demons.
Oh, without a doubt, man. Great answer. When I'm feeling down, a lot of times I'll like to, if I'm out in public, I like to be super nice to people and, try to cheer somebody up because it seems to be contagious to me. Sometimes I cheer up somebody and boom, now I'm happy and everything. So what kind of goes around, comes around sometimes. But yeah, the next question is from one of the CEOs at St. Pete Rejuvenate, Dr. Anna. How important is fueling your body with proper nutrition affecting you on a daily basis?
I think fueling myself with the proper stuff, it really helps. It really helps everything. I think our body is affected by many different things. From food, from sunlight, to how you interact with other people, energy. Also what you put in your body, how you exercise, just a lot of different things. How you're stimulated from the stuff you put in your body, from the TV, from how people talk through you, how your consciousness is even resonated with what's around you. I feel like what I've been able to do with having a meal prep sponsor, but also with just playing sports and knowing what and what not to eat and doing that on a habitual like a routine, I think it's helped me understand what works for me and what doesn't work for me. You have the times when you can cheat and you've done that, then you try to go work out, or you have days where you've been eating stuff back to back that was bad for you, and then you try and do something that's productive, and then you don't ultimately feel the same. But then when you start to change the course of what you eat, then you can ultimately start seeing the results after a certain amount of time when you start to continue to do that. So I can definitely say it plays a big part in my mood when I eat properly. I think it also plays a big part of my energy levels because I'm always ripping, I'm always running. My mind is always going and going. And when I think a lot of the times, if I feed myself the right amount of foods and hydrate myself, I think I'm able to I give myself a head start in the right direction, being able to be productive, whatever it is, whether it's physical or mentally. So I think it plays a big part knowing that I have to, my physical performance is has to be at all times. very physical sport. But since I'm also have to be there for other individuals, also my mental stability has to be at all time high. So feeding myself, things that are, good for your body and good for your mind, I feel like it makes my spirit a little bit happier as well.
Yeah, man, this is a guy that grew up on whatever he could eat. Probably a lot of the dollar menu type food, being at the wood and everything. And yeah, man, that's the thing. A lot of people, they want to lose 20 pounds in a month, and they know they didn't put that weight on in 1 month. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, nutrition is a big thing. And once you get on the path and you get to where you want, things just become easier to maintain. You just have a couple cheat days and didn't dial it down. And once you
Yeah.
get to where you are, man, it's very, very easy. And I love eating healthy. I love vegetables. I love your perfect plates, man. I'm always sitting there, and I could have just eaten, and I see that thing, and man, I start getting hungry again. You know what I mean? Just because of how it fuels your body. At a young age, man, we're just taught, unfortunately, bad by our parents to eat what tastes good. Knowing that stuff is just, it's a sugar coated lies is what my man Jocko Willink calls it. Sugar coated lies. But yeah, man, great answer. The next question, man, this is a good one from our boy Coach Tatum. Big shout out to Coach Tatum. How are you able to have mental clarity through all that you have been through?
Um, I think that I think the reason why I can have so much of a mental clarity is because my conscience is so in tune with everything around me. I think I find mental clarity is because I'm constantly working on being a better version of myself and working towards a way that was opposite of what I've already been through, if that makes sense. So maybe if I wasn't so successful in a sense, right as of right now, I think it would really eat away at me because it's almost like, man, you suffer so much early on and you're still suffering. Like, what are you doing towards to make that stuff happen? Did you just suffer for no reason or what? So, but I still battle, with some of the thoughts of losing people and some of the things that I've had to go through in my life. I mean, it's traumatized me, but it's also helped me determine who I was and learn a little bit more about myself. So, with those kind of background, with that kind of background, you do a little soul searching within yourself to be able to realize who you truly are and what you can and can't do and what you need help with. So, I think mental clarity is everything, but I also have to do the small things, just like everybody else, to be able to do stuff for themselves to continue to keep pushing in the right direction. So watching anime, taking time out for myself, playing video games, exercising, doing stuff that can help me build my brand and get to the ultimate goal of what I continue to do and do it, making those daily wins and getting closer to what I want to accomplish. I think it's helped me out in a number of ways. So also having a good support system, my girlfriend always being there for me and doing what she's doing, what, you know, above and beyond what's required of her for to be able to help my, living environment thrive. So pouring into me and me pouring into her has really been able to help my mental clarity stay steady for me to understand that, hey man, there's people out there that really care about you and they want to see you succeed. But the thing I love about you, coach, is like not only do they want to see you succeed, it's not just like for instance, man, you showed me so much support in such a small amount of time, like all the shout outs, all the posting and all that stuff like that. Like a lot of people be like, oh, I want to see you do good. And then, oh, I want to get some tickets to come see your fight. Or man, let me see I want to get a shirt, man.
No,
Never hear
man.
from and you got to be appreciative of those support systems because you're nothing without a support system. And the reason why they say support system because it's a group of collective variables that help you get to a determined designated area. So with that being said, you're part of my support system, and that's the reason why I can thrive because I can then count on part of my, I would say, tribe. It's needed to get to where I'm going. It can never be done with just me. So just having that support system in place and being properly supported, because like you said before, a lot of people, oh, let me get a shirt, or I want to do this for free and stuff like that. But it's like, man, bro, like, a year ago, I could barely get anybody out of town to buy a shirt or to go to my fights or anything like that. And now I'm getting bigger and stuff. Now it's like, oh man, I want to support. You didn't believe in the beginning, which is fine. I have no problem. proving people wrong or showing how big and just how great I am, you know. So it's just all a part of the process. So I just love it.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm starting to get a little feedback. I don't know, maybe you're a little too far away.
Maybe let me try something.
Yeah. But yeah, man, when I got on with Totem Pole Nation, man, everything just kind of worked out, and now I got a better platform, man. I can definitely shout you out, man. You're definitely one of my favorite guys. And man, I'll tell you what was so funny, man. I was watching, you'd had a live stream with Coach Tatum, and I'm commenting, and I'm reading through the comments, and I'm looking at one of the comments, and somebody is like, can I get a discount? And I'm just like, man, you got to be kidding me, man. And so I checked out the profile. Oh man, that was great. That was great. I think she should get a discount. You know what I mean?
So what she was doing was she was okay. So what she was doing was she was trying to find different questions to ask on this so I can answer them to the public for
Right.
like yeah. So that's what she was doing. She was just going down there like so I was like, anybody have any other questions? And what she usually does is she was like, well, if nobody's gonna ask any questions, I'm gonna ask some very
Yeah.
obvious to get people in tune and get their answer and stuff. So
Right, man. That was great. I love that. I was like, man, who would be asking this? And then I clicked on it. And I was like, oh man, she's so awesome. That's such a good woman right there, man, for sure. All right, my next question. This is from me right here. Tell me about Dave Rickles and his background and what all he's meant to your camp and everything.
man, so what I say is this: when I first got to Wichita and I first started fighting and stuff like that, I remember when I first got the tour of the gym that I was first on the little billboard thing in there, and they were just telling me how he's basically Mr. Kansas. He's the biggest deal, guys, the most wins in Bellator history, most fights and all that, and he was just the biggest thing that came out of Kansas fight wise, hands down. So, in my mind, back in my mind, I said I got to get bigger than that. That's who I want to be like. That's who. That's never met him. I just seen him from the board, and they were showing me posters like, "Yeah, these are other fighters." Da 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 da. I'm like, man, this is so crazy. Like, I know where the bar is being set at. So, once I was training, I finally got to spar with him and practice with him and stuff. And I remember I was like, man, I'm gonna try to give him a run for his money. I want to go against the best and stuff like that. And I remember training. He was like, hey man, you're doing good. You're doing good, man. But I asked every time I spar, I'm like, hey, what do I need to do better? He's like, man, I never get to think about that because I'm always just trying to take your head off. You're so good, and that was early on. So, as I begin to grow and grow, and he's been watching me from afar, he's been able to give me feedback and what I need to do to get better and all those different things. And then it got to the point where I transitioned to his gym. And he's become more like a mentor for me to be able to let me know about the ins and outs of the fight game, but also showing me the ropes of how to go about certain things and how to go about it. Me and him have the same manager, me, him, Aljamain Sterling, Julian Alapina, Terrence McKinney, the list goes on, Errol Spence. We all have the same manager. So, so for me to be on the same roster of somebody like him and then to have the same managers who believe in my kind of path to be on par with those kind of names puts me in the spotlight of understanding that people are starting to take notice of what I am capable of. And then, for him to be able to give me that kind of insight on what it means to be at that type of level and give me the inside feed of it and how to prepare. And then I'm doing my fight camp with him. He's getting prepared for a fight. He was getting prepared for his the last time he was getting prepared for his bare knuckle fight. I did my fight camp right along with him. I did mitts for him. I did mitts with him. We ran stadiums together. It was a lot of things we did together. So I was able to see it firsthand how a pro at the elite level trains. So that alone meant a lot to me because now I was like, okay, so this is how it is. It's not so many times you can just go to the park and meet Tom Brady, Mike Evans, and just think that, oh, okay, we're going to pick up. No, I was able to go to the gym and him and some other pros are right there, and they're showing me the ropes of, hey, look, this is how you do this. Hey, let's work on this. Let's work on that. So getting that kind of feedback on a daily basis, and then with the questions I ask and the sponge that I am, it just took my thing from here to all the way here, and I'm continuing to do that and grow. So him pouring into me just takes my game to the next level as well to be able to just piggyback off of what he's doing, so I can then be able to have that torch passed on to me the right way to be able to be that next face of Kansas. And I think I'm well on my way. It's just a matter of understanding that I have so much to do, if I want to be able to be that kind of person. So shouts out to Coach, Coach Rickelson, just being that person that's there to be able to help me be that person that he can pass that torch to.
Yeah, man, without a doubt. I reached out to my guy James Allen, who was a neighbor here with me for a while. And man, he loved what he saw from you. And James is a big dude, man. James is probably 6'4", probably, in that 275 range. And he's been training uh, Brazilian jiu-jitsu for about 20 years, So he's a specimen. And he was asking, and I hit him with that knowledge of who your coach was, and he gave it the thumbs up, man. He obviously knows who your coach is, and that's the ultimate respect right there, man. That's really good stuff. And the next question I had, man, is from one of your biggest fans and admirer, Coach Troy Taylor, man. His question is this: what do the words "find a way" mean to you?
Ooh, find a way. Um, I feel like I always feel like when it's find a way, it's almost to the point of it, like no matter what you're really going through and how many things you've been hit with and everything like that, a lot of people can find a way to get out of it. People can find a way to prevail from it. You can find a way to whine about it, or find a way for it to be a crutch. How many people have went through a lot of different things in their life, and they've used it more so as a, oh, well, I wasn't able to do this because of that. Like, some guys are like, oh, I was supposed to go to Alabama, but my knee messed up. It's like, you kind of find a way to validate what your excuse is, or find a way to motivate yourself enough to get through whatever it is you're going through. When I was at USF, our quarterback, Sean King, it was times where we would be doing some kind of like practice and stuff like that. And a lot of times it would get hard. I mean, it's practice, it's training, strict conditioning training. And he was like, a lot of you guys, he would say something like, a lot of you guys are in here to get comfort. You're hurt, you feel sorry for yourselves, and you're seeking comfort, and that resonated with me for a long time. That a lot of the times, stuff gets so hard to the point where it'd be like, man, I shouldn't even be doing this. It's too hard, and you begin to start to seek comfort. Certain people on the team are, or who's not playing, or who has a bad view on how the coaches treat certain players and stuff. They start to gravitate towards each other, and that's why they call it a cancer, because they get to each other, and then they start feeding on each other who have that negative energy and stuff, which is understandable. But then it started to make me understand of when I was in a situation where things didn't really necessarily go my way, I had to go ahead and I had to find a way. And my whole life is about finding a way. If I wouldn't literally be here with people to represent me and to represent other people and these other companies if I didn't find a way. So whether it was me finding a way to eat, whether it was me finding a way to practice, whether it was me finding a way to stay mentally afloat and stable, or just mentally being able to find a way to continue to keep pushing and push this narrative of who I am and what I'm able to set out here to do. So I think it's a beautiful thing when you think about what find a way is. It's all about perspective. I think it's all about.
Man, very true, man. I know people that they want to live a very healthy life. They want to be in shape. They want to quit smoking, but they find a way not to be able to do any of those things. And you just flipping the script like that is exactly what legends do. Sometimes people won't do anything till they're backed in that corner and stuff like that. Man, it seems like you kind of lived in the corner for a long time, man. You could write a couple chapters on that. But yeah, man, I got another great question from a guy that was just under you at Lakewood, Austin Tavares. One of my favorite guys, man. He wrestled for me, and he was a linebacker safety there, and now he's saving people, man. He's like a paramedics and everything. I couldn't be more proud of the guy. But this is a good question. What would it mean for you to fight in your home state, where all your friends and family and football family could attend?
That'll be a dream come true. Like that actually be crazy. I've always wanted to make it to the NFL, and people have my jerseys, and play football game. That's my hometown where people can still see the growth and see how I've grown up and how big I've become, or just to see me and be able to represent St. Pete or represent my family, represent what it means to be from St. Pete and what it means to prevail from St. Pete. I think it'll be more than anything, but to fight at St. Pete, man, I mean, I feel like that'll literally be a dream come true because of how much how much I feel like I'm a walking what is it? I feel like I'm a walking advertisement for St. Petersburg. I feel like I'm one of the many people who set the standard of what it means to be like, what it means to be from St. Pete. So it'll mean everything for me to be able to go down there and fight and be able to have all of my friends and family have access to a venue where they see me fight at. I mean, that'll be just major. Be able to capture a moment or something about that too. So yeah.
Man, without a doubt, man. Somehow we got to link up with Antonio Tarver, Winky Wright, man. Those guys got a lot of pull. They're doing fights in the area, so somehow we got to coordinate. If anybody here at Totem Pole Nation knows those guys or can reach out to them, man, let's make some magic happen from my main man. Now, this is a good question too, man. This is from Coach Hassan Lang, Coach Lang. Who would have made a great MMA fighter from the Lakewood football team? You would have, Coach. Coach Lang, you would have. No, but go ahead. What's your answer on that, man? You grew up with these guys, so.
Fighter?
Yeah.
All right. So, coaches and players?
Nah, man. Just go. Well, yeah, man. One each. One each.
Okay, I'm gonna push. Oh,
that's a great question, right?
So hard. Okay, I'm gonna just go with Coach Moore because Coach Moore did it. I'm gonna for sure say Coach Moore.
Yeah.
Player wise, MMA. Ooh, man, that's crazy that you say that. I feel like it's not like three people. It's like 3 people. I'm gonna say.
Give me a couple, man. Yeah, that's even better.
Okay, I'll say Shaquille Griffin. Feel like he could do it. Shaquille Griffin, Granger for sure.
Chris Granger.
RP Logan, but Logan most definitely would be able to. Isaiah Wynn. Yeah, I think that'll be able to do it.
Yeah, man. I totally agree.
Dante
Fowler. Yeah, man. Without a doubt.
Yeah, that'll do it. Right there.
Yeah,
Those would be some matchups, MMA wise.
Man, that would be, man, definitely, man. Logan had amazing power. I mean, he was benching close to 500 as a high school kid, man. He was just so strong, and dude, he used to just hit guys and give them concussions. Nobody ever wanted to hit him, and his helmet just looked like it came out of a garbage disposal, man. He was a specimen, man. Rest in peace, man. I love that guy, man. And if you see one of my main photo on Twitter is me and him, and I'm kind of telling him how much I love him in the picture. You can obviously tell that, but yeah, man, that's a great answer, and I love all those guys that you just mentioned. And let me see here. Let me get to the next question. Okay, this is kind of from me. This is a good one. For me going to Lakewood, it kind of seems similar to what you're dealing with, as far as me being accepted into the football family. Even though we all kind of didn't look alike or talk alike, seeing you post pictures with your teammates and stuff like that. Tell me about like that and how you have a fight family now and what all that means to you.
I don't know. Like I feel like I've always the one thing I liked about team sports is the camaraderie. Like I love like being on a team. You get to know all these different people. like, you know, people like, and then you get to see all these different walks of life, how people do stuff, how people talk, how people dress, how people eat, how people just how people are. I always love like getting around people and new people, and then having a it's like and then the team is always huge, you know. So some of the funniest guys I've ever been around, you know, the Lakewood football team, that's hands down the funniest people I've ever been around. But then the USF football team I was on, bro, like it was all like, bro, everybody was a comedian. It was crazy. Then, you know, my football team that I had when I was playing JUCO over in Arizona Western, man, I love those guys too. It was so different. Everybody was so different. Walks of life from Hawaii, people from Canada, across seas, but I can definitely say that you know, having a fight family, the things I've been into, I think that I've been able to be welcomed with open arms. I think a lot of people have like welcomed me as somebody as their own. You know, like I came up here and people have, you know, have put me under their wing and like kind of like show me the ropes of how it is up here, but also taking care of me in the sense of just promoting me and seeing how hard I work. And then it's almost like, I want to see you win just as much. So it's never been in the crab in the barrel type of environment. It's almost like, man, I love it. I'm a fan of what you do, so I want to help promote whatever it is you have going on. So, you know, a lot of these, and then I like helping those guys and them helping me. And you know, just being on a team for as long as I've been on a team, you know, it's kind of you kind of just turn those teammates into more so like a fight family. So I think I'm just so used to that camaraderie, and I miss it, and I love it. So it just makes it that much easier to have somebody who welcomes me to welcome them back. So, yeah.
Getting a little bit more feedback again. I'm not sure if it's something on your end. I'm just kind of doing the same thing. Yeah, man. Good answer, man. Exactly. You know, iron sharpens iron, and those guys gotta love you because I watch everything you're on, and man, I see you, you know, delivering some kicks with full pads, and I mean, just knocking the brakes off of these guys. You know what I mean? And for them to, you know, want you to get better, man. You know, that's what you got to do and everything. Yeah, this next question is from the big man, my man Kenny Tomlinson, who he's in the he's in the process right now of getting ready for the NFL draft. He's going to be doing the University of Northwestern Pro Day. He's a tackle, offensive tackle, and he's 6'5", 315. But he loves your stuff. But this is his good question right here. Which one of your teammates or somebody in your area do we need to keep an eye on?
Ooh, man. I say Lorenzo Carter. That's my teammate. He's up and coming as well. Me and him are like on the been on a crazy tear lately.
What weight
So
class?
what weight class? He's bantamweight, 135.
Okay.
Yeah, he's one of my close teammates. So you know that's the guy I can go to bat for, and we've been going crazy, like training crazy hard. And you know, I think like anybody who around me has always been able to benefit from something, and me take away from anything that they got going on. So I mean, it's a lot of people I can really just name, but I think Lorenzo Carter's, you know, he's like my best friend, and he's one of the guys that you know I can go to bat for to understand he's always going to come to a fight and bringing a good fight. So especially with the run that we're going to be on and how we've been training and stuff like that, you know, the sky's the limit. So I could definitely say that that's what it is. And, you know, we've been pouring into each other mentally, physically, and stuff. So it's just great to be able to have people like him around. And for the mindset that he has on fighting, I mean, those are the kind of people that you want to have around you, you know, win or lose. You know, he bringing war with him. So, yeah, definitely him, Lorenzo Carter for sure.
Oh man, that is awesome. You know, when I was coaching wrestling, that was our you know smaller guys were some of the most important guys because the gas tanks those guys have. You know, those guys can go full throttle for, you know, all day long. You know what I mean? As where, you know, offensive linemen block for 8 seconds and, you know, take a 30-second break and are winded. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, that's awesome. It's definitely, those are some of the toughest classes, those weight classes right there that you just spoke on. Now, this is a question kind of from everybody. And it is this: what is holding you back from becoming a pro right now? Is it the politics?
Um, I don't think there's anything necessarily holding me back from becoming pro. I think it's just a matter of like doing it properly. Like of course I'm on a crazy run right now. I'm knocking everybody out that I've been fighting, and I'm doing it in a fashion where people are like, oh, he's the truth. He's the real deal, especially when you knock somebody out in 5 seconds. And then you're a heavyweight and you're throwing head kick knockouts, things like that are just variables that show people like, oh yeah, he's not messing around. This is not somebody who's just going to go in there for 30 seconds and, go balls to the wall and then you're tired or anything like that. But I think there isn't anything necessarily holding me back. We just kind of want to be able to go ahead and do it the right way. We don't want to really ride the hype. We want to be able to still make calculated steps for us to understand it, because this is going to be something I'm going to be doing for 10 plus years. So, you don't want to just jump in that deep water, before you even get challenged. And that's the thing that we're doing as of right now. Hopefully this next fight is the fight that we look forward to be, that challenge that we've been looking for, and then to be able to see what you can do when it comes down to you being in that deep water. So when we go to the pros, it's something that we're welcoming. We're welcomed into the pros. We're walking in there, we're understanding what the environment is like, as opposed to me just going pro and it's like, what the heck is going on? Like, somebody come save me, So it's just a matter of doing it the right way. I wouldn't say it's about holding me back. It's just about calculating the steps right in timing. I'm a little bit I'm moving a little bit faster than people would do, who don't have an athletic background. So I'm a little bit ahead of the curve. So I guess I get away with a lot of different things, but we're still trying to make sure that we don't get too ahead of ourselves and calculate my career the right way. I mean, that's the reason why I'm one of the, top fighters in the Midwest, and also why, I'm signed to one of the best fight agencies in the world. Shout out to KO representatives, KO reps, KO gang. So.
Yeah, man, I like those tights, man. They kind of had that same yellow tape mentality there for your last fight, man. Really, really good stuff. All right, now this is kind of a deep question right here. You take your time on it. This is from Coach Anonymous. Are you afraid of going back where you once were in those darkest days? And what do you know different now that you would have done back then? For maybe a young woman or a young man that is dealing with the struggle right now.
Am I afraid to go back to that place? I would say physically and mentally. Um, Physically, yes, I'm terrified. Like, say if I went to the house that I grew up in, like I'm terrified of going inside. Just think about it, I kind of want to cry. Like, to be quite honest. Mentally, I really go back there a lot, more often than not. It kind of like troubles me to be able to still have those kind of emotions. I think why I'm so invested and so heavily invested within myself and within my emotions, because those emotions aren't easy to get away from. And that's what troubles me so much, is because my past is so, it was so long. How you could go through a car accident. And it's like, man, that car accident. I'm scared to get in the car, and then it's a moment. Mine for years. So to go through those things on such a consistent basis for a certain period of time, it's almost like, bro, that's almost like that was like half my life, more than half my life of dealing with those things on a constant, consistent basis. Whether it was one variable one day and seven the next day, it was those constant things to carry the storm of like, just, bro, when is this ever going to stop? So, I think that mentally I travel back to those places. That's another reason why I say I'm motivated by pain, is because I can still feel all of those things. I can still feel the time that there's moment. I'm still laying in my bed, just looking at it, still and crying. Like, bro, when are these rappers going to shut up? Like, when am I going to be able to be, they're going to be quiet? And when am I going to be able to really have peace with not having to live in an environment like this? Or why do I have to keep walking 30 miles to get to my sister's house just so I can have a place to sleep? That's stuff like that, So like, that alone, it's hard to kind of erase that from your memory and to think that that's, once you get into a better living arrangement, that's going to be all that you need to be able to think about, and it's going to be going. And the advice I have for my younger self is that, hey, bro, you probably will never believe it, but it'll get better. You probably will never think so. You probably will never think that it's going to be people out there that's going to believe in you enough for you to feel like, hey, like this is necessary for it to happen for you to be able to prevail. If you didn't have some of these hardships to go through, maybe it wouldn't make that much more sense for you to keep going. But I will say this: there's never a timeline on when it gets better because it may not ever feel like it's going to get better. But I will say that this: if there was ever a person that had to believe in you enough as yourself, that's really it. I can always say that it was times where I use the analogy potty training because I deal with a lot of small kids and um, potty training is just like a lot of different things that we have on in life. Say, for instance, you have a friend who's going through whatever it is they're going through, whether it's drug abuse, abusive relationship, say they have an eating disorder, or different things like that. Um, we can always go and seek and find them the help. The help is the help is the parents. We're the parents. Say the potty training is their habit, their bad habit, and them making the decision to actually go to the bathroom and do it is them having it within themselves to actually do the help and use the help that's required from them. So if I'm sitting here and I'm trying to help a kid potty train stuff that I can do, I can give them all the tangibles to help them. Edible reinforcements, constant reminders, a timer, things like that. And if they're still not motivated to do it enough, they're not going to do it. And then I think the great thing about what you have to understand is that you have to have a burning desire within yourself because I promise you, out here, there's not enough people out here that will literally care enough for to go the extra mile for you to feel like they care more than you do. I can definitely tell you that. The reason I say that is because I wouldn't want people to have the mindset that if I suffer long enough, somebody's going to come by with a cape and save me, and that's not always the case. You're going to have to pull yourself out of more dark days than somebody else is going to have to pull you out of dark days because there's going to be a fight within yourself that they can't always come in there and fight for you. So that's what I had to realize early on is that a lot of these times is that I'm suffering from a lot of things that I felt like I wanted somebody to come save me from when I noticed that it was a fight that the good Lord had made for me to be able to have the weapons to go ahead and fight that fight. So that alone is the advice that I would have for those people out there who feel like, they're waiting for somebody to come save them or feel hard for them. And ultimately, the fact of the matter is sometimes, man, you may not even have that crowd to even have for you to listen to what it is that you may think that you're suffering from. You have that excuse and you have that a crutch long enough to continue to keep using it as an excuse to get you to where you're going through, after a while, people are going to start to realize, okay, what did you do after that? Because after a while, a lot of these other people that's on YouTube, you got all these stories about what they've been through and everything like that. But then, they watch them and then, oh man, that's crazy. Yeah, that is crazy. They go back to their regular life. They're just a witness of it. So if you're going to let them witness it and you're going to vent to them, they're going to give you their advice, stuff like that. How about you let them witness whatever it is that you got planned for yourself and your future? Let them witness greatness. And that's kind of what I just told myself is that I won't let my past be a crutch for me. I just told myself I just let it be something that's going to make me go ahead and be motivated by it. So I'll never be able to do those things again. And people who are like-minded and go through things that I went through, maybe they can find some kind of warrior spirit and see to keep going and prevail.
Man, without a doubt, man. And that's the thing, AD, man. I don't do these videos out here, to be braggadocious or anything like that. The people that have known me all my life know that, I've been the guy that struggled with addiction. I've been the guy that, has struggled with depression. I've been broke. I came from, Parkley Apartments where, we got 1,000 911 calls a year. You didn't see any police cars ever go up in there, only ambulances and fire trucks. You would see the tennis shoes hanging up on the electrical lines and stuff like that. And, you would see people get evicted. You would see grown people, fist fighting, knife fighting and stuff like that. It was just kind of what I was used to at the time. And, to come from there and to be where I am now, I have a lot of people that ask me, man, did you hit the lottery or something? And I guess I did hit the lottery, man. I hit the lottery a lot of different ways. First, it's probably got to be, that I took the opportunity to try something different and, come down to Florida. So that was a little lottery ticket right there. And then probably my biggest lottery ticket was, meeting my wife down here, Anna, because she's about the best thing, that's ever happened to me. And, she's helped me change my diet up and me wanting to be a better person because of her. So, yeah, man, I did hit the lottery with her too. And, when we were living in Plant City in our house, we wanted to upgrade and get closer to the water. So, we found this piece of property and it was a great deal when the market was the lowest. And we got a great deal on it. And now it's maybe 4 or 5 times what it was, times what we got it for. So that was kind of a lottery ticket. But, I think a lot of it comes down to the self belief in myself, man. I've been one that had all those problems. I was even 285 pounds at one time. I had that problem, but I've been one that's just been kind of able to get through my problems. But it was all the hard way, man. Like nobody helped me or guided me or any of that, good stuff. But I always kind of, mentally, I would place myself as think about what my coaches that I had growing up and what they would do in certain tough situations. So, that's just a thing that's kind of resonated with me. And, I want to be one that inspires. And man, your story, it inspires me so much, man. I was listening to your podcast with Coach Tatum, man, and I had tears of joy come down during your interview just because of how much it meant to me to know what you're going through and to see where you're at right now, man. And it's just such a blessing, man. I'm ride or die with you, for life, man. It's just so amazing, man. I've known you now for 10 years, and I think we're getting to the part where you're going to have you went through 27 very difficult years, man. You're about to go through the rest of your life, living your American dream and coming from, the American nightmare with the worst situations, you guys just out there trying to play some ball and U-Hauls pulling up, SWAT teams jumping out, man, just the ultimate complete madness. But your stories and the fact that you can open your heart out and pour your heart out is it's mesmerizing. It's unbelievable. It's super badass, man. You're going to be a guy they need to make a movie about one day. You've changed your whole family's their whole the whole outlook of how things were going, man. Your kids are going to be way better. Your kids are going to be way better, man. It's just something that is so amazing. And for you to be the one to, never lose sight and to fuel all that negative in a positive way, man, it's just, it's unbelievable. I could not be more proud of you. And yeah, man, we're going to be having the pay-per-view here. Anybody in St. Pete, man, find me, reach out to me, man. We are having a watch party. I'm going to have it on all my TVs. Yeah, man, I'm definitely excited about it. Got a message here from Coach Tatum. Coach Bald, I love our episode with AD is coming out tomorrow at noon. Oh, cool, man. Awesome. But yeah, man, we got this platform, AD. I want to use it as much as possible, man. Let's get the cyborg on as much as possible. Anything that you got going on, man, I'm all for it. You went from not knowing where the next meal is coming from to having double-digit sponsorship, which is it's exciting, man. You are a brand, you are a rock star, you are the cyborg. I love the cyborg. Totem Pole Nation loves the cyborg. Give us your last words of encouragement and a shout out to whoever you want, man. It's your show, brother.
So I think my last piece of encouragement is to also just believe in what you pray for, believe in what you believe, not really off of what anybody else believes. It's a lot of times a different way of supporting people. When you sit here and you're sharing your visions, your dreams, your aspirations with people, you don't always look to share those stuff with people who may share the same kind of response that you want them to have. You have to be open and with all the different outcomes that come with people who have their kind of perspective on it. You know, if I sat here and I believed in what I believed in when it came to the spice stuff, I said I was going to be one of the best in this, and I listened to some of my peers who were like, "Hey, I don't think you can do that," or something like that. It's because maybe they don't have the lens that I have to see the vision that I had. So it's not as realistic to them as it is to me. So you can't always be. You have to be open to understanding that everybody is not going to ride or be a believer in what you may believe. That's why it may take a long time for you to catch some steam and get some steam rolling, because you have to make people believers, even if it's your loved ones or the people that's right in front of you. You know, sometimes it takes that. And then the best thing to do is believe in yourself to make everybody else around you. You know, you want everybody to be the reflection of what you got going on. They should start to believe once you make it a reality. So once I shape the reality around me into what my vision was, then everybody becomes part of that reality. So make your vision become your reality. And with that being said, I want to just go ahead and shout out, you know, my girlfriend Alexis, for being there for me and being able to help shape my beliefs and help me continue to stay on this narrow path of greatness and continue to keep pushing forward. I want to be able to shout out my CBD sponsors, Butler Hemco, also my lifestyle drink sponsors, Drink Alchemy, Uncle Bill's Bell's Bonds, on Bell's Bonding as well. Shout out to Optimal Wellness, my chiropractor sponsor, Perfect Plate, my meal prep sponsor. Um, Float Tank, Float Tank, myofascial response, myofascial release massage. Who else is there? Revolution Lounge, my club sponsor. The Arsenal, my supplement sponsor. Who else? JDW, Vinyl and Beyond, my clothing sponsor. I know there's somebody else. I think that's about it, right, Lex? Is somebody else? I think that's everybody. I think that's everybody. I think that's everybody. So being said, yes, check out my clothing line merch. I have a lot of stuff coming out soon. Hoodies, shirts. I got some joggers on there. Things will be released soon. I have a dope surprise next Monday that I'll be revealing to the public about a new jersey that I'll be having. But y'all stay tuned for that. So yeah, man, go cop some merch from my clothing line. Hopefully I can get that link out. But yeah, that's pretty much
Tell us that link if you
uh
can.
so so the
Millions.
so millions, it's millions.co. Go ahead.
And then type in the cyborg, man.
Yep. Millions.co/cyborg. So with that being said, you can just go to the website right here. This is how it looks.
Yeah. Yep. And AD, man, we got another comment. Austin Tavares, man. We love you, Austin, man. You're our brother. He says, another Lakewood legend. Love to see the success.
Yes, man. I love it. I want to be in those conversations with those other guys, you know, who were able to be able to make those, that was able to make something out of themselves. You know, I know I didn't play. I know I'm not the big time football player, but you know, this MMA stuff, I'm definitely gonna take this one to the top. So I'm gonna be able to be one of the other people that's can be mentioned with the greats of, you know, St. Petersburg, Florida. And you know, you guys can go on millions.com right here, and it's /AD Palmore MMA. So you can go right here, and it'll give you a tab to shop on the merch. Let's see if I can. You guys can see that. All of my stuff on there for you guys to be able to go ahead and tune in, get a shirt, get a hoodie,
I love this shirt right here, man.
You know, so I try to make things that people can be able to wear that's fashionable. I even have different colorways for all of you guys who may need a jacket or something. I got different colorways and everything. So there you have it. Pick up some merch, cop some merch. It just helps a local fighter become a global fighter. So definitely looking to expand and become bigger and better. You know, I can't do that without the support of people who support me in these different ways. So thank you guys all for the opportunity.
Amen. I'm going to give a quick shout out to our sponsors, Cultivate Wellness, Health is Wealth. Check them out, cultivatewellness.com. Go see my beautiful cousin Julia. She'll take good care of you. Just tell her what's wrong and she's got you. Let her work for you. And also St. Pete Rejuvenate, you know, Health is Wealth. from facials to ketamine infusions for people that have that chronic pain, bipolarism. Let us take care of you. Let us help you live your dream and live your best life. And yeah, Totem Pole Nation, AD, the Cyborg Palmore. Keep watching, guys. April the 1st, big man's going to be having some gold around his waist. We could not be more proud of you. But thank you again, Totem Pole Nation. To the next episode.